Hi, what is up you guys? It's Luca and welcome back to my channel. And honestly, I'm fired. I'm fired up for this video and I hope that you are too, because I feel like this has been something that's been in the back of my mind for quite a while now. I wrote this little thing on my whiteboard that I have. It's actually that little thing right there. And I just jot down little things, just little ideas that pop in my head for videos. And this one has been on my board for a good month and I just haven't acted on it. I'm like, it's stupid, no one cares. But you know what? I felt passion about this subject today. So here we go. Dive into why social media is taking away. I don't want to say taking away because I feel like some people are gonna argue about this, but I just want to get straight like what I'm trying to communicate. So just listen to me first. But why social media is almost becoming more important for a lot of people than actually living. I talk about the whole autopilot mind where we don't really recognize what we're doing and maybe we don't even recognize what's going on in society. I just want to go ahead and start out with social media is amazing. Social media is the reason why I have my job. It's the reason why I have a passion. I really don't think I would have found that I like making videos if it weren't for the platform of YouTube. The point of this video is to not go down on social media. It's more to just bring to light how a lot of people misuse social media and how I feel like it's something that we should be talking about a lot more because it's only gonna get worse the more it develops and the more time we begin spending on technology. I mean, pretty soon there's gonna be robots. I'm just saying, it's not stopping. The growth of technology is not going anywhere and I think we can all agree. So if it's still going to be developing, I feel like we should definitely come to terms with what is a healthy way to use social media and how a lot of people are becoming really depressed and lonely and using social media as almost a way to get out of those feelings instead of processing their emotions, which I'll go back to later. There are so many advantages of social media and it 100% reflects on the individual who is using it in a smart way or abusing it. I'll tell you guys more ways you can use it in a smart way and how I, as someone whose job is literally to be on social media all the time, how I don't drive myself 100% insane. And I always see like all of these tweets or just kind of YouTubers talking about really like the toxicity of social media, and it can be really hard when it is your job to be on it 24/7 and just there's so much pressure to be constantly uploading pictures of your life. You're constantly sorting through pictures of yourself, and this is really what prompted the filming of this video is because I was just sitting like, wow, I post so many pictures of myself. I spend so much time editing pictures of myself. I am constantly just looking at everything that I'm doing. I'm sharing it with people, and honestly, that is such a narcissistic thing to do, but it is so normalized in today's culture. I think everyone who is a YouTuber realizes that it is a narcissist. Like, you kind of low-key have to be a little bit narcissistic to be a YouTuber, but you guys know what I mean. Like, it's self-centered. It's so self-centered, so I feel like a lot, maybe if another creator's watching this, they can probably be like, yeah, I've struggled with feeling the same ways. Like, maybe I'm not really feeling the way I look that day, and I have to make a YouTube video and then look at myself, and then I just feel even more crappy about myself. You know, it's just a hard job, and it's also hard for the people viewing our photos because everyone thinks that that's our real lives, when in reality, it's not. It's a very slim, chosen portion of our life. We are the ones who are choosing what to put out on the internet, believe it or not. There's, I mean, I guess some people may have like managers or like momagers, like dance moms that are like going through like what they're gonna be posting. Honestly, kind of wish I had one of those because it can be annoying myself. Going through the Unfold app, editing, putting the C6 filter on, uploading to Instagram, you know, making my Instagram story look all aesthetic. Why do I feel this pressure for my Instagram story to be so aesthetic and pretty and pleasing? I don't know. I'm just that way. The amount of hours spent that I edit Instagram stories, like, I don't know about this one, guys. It makes me a little bit dizzy and I'm not gonna get into that. All in all, social media has this pressure that makes us feel like our life is never enough. And it can be really hard when maybe you're not in the best mental space. And I was reading this article that was saying it's not necessarily that social media causes, it's not that, it's like the root of a lot of depression and loneliness, because really that starts within your own mind, and you can't blame like anything but what's going on inside yourself, if that makes sense, for loneliness and depression. Like if you want to change that, that's something that you're gonna have to activate within yourself. Like social media is always gonna be there. You can't just blame it and say like that's the reason why I'm depressed or lonely. But it's more that people, the study showed, this is all based off of this article that I read, that people who were depressed and lonely use social media as a way out of that feeling. What is more worse than the feeling of when you are really upset with your own life than going and scrolling through a million other people's lives who are showing their very best versions of themselves and their lives? It's not an equal comparison game, because if we were comparing everyone's lives, how they were actually real, raw, sad, crying, ups, downs, disappointments, achievements, if we shared all of that on our Instagram and Facebook feed, yeah, maybe that might be a fair game, but let's face it, no one's really doing that. No one's really doing that, okay? I'm seeing pictures of their boyfriend, I'm seeing pictures of their Greece trip in 2017 that they're still uploading pictures of. I'm seeing everything, and while that can be completely inspiring to live a more adventurous lifestyle, sometimes we're just not in the mood for consuming that content. But it's become such a habit that we don't really second guess ourselves whenever we just click on the Instagram app, that's what we're subconsciously doing. And if we're training our mind to be seeing all these people at once, which is why I recommend you don't follow a lot of people. I only follow 111 people. It's not because I don't want to be caught up with like my friends' brothers, sisters' lives. Like I'm sure, like I would love to know how they're doing, but at the same time, like if we don't really stay in touch anymore, or you know, it can just be like an overload, a sensory overload where you're seeing so much at once. And it also brings me back to how impatient it's making our culture now. Like everyone is on the go, especially in the US. I feel like that's what the US is known for, just constantly go, 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 that you don't really sit back and just sit in a coffee shop and take in what's going on around us. I always sit at coffee shops because I have spaces of time in between my classes sometimes, and I've just always, it's just the place I go to get work done. And let's face it, I'll be scrolling on social media for 30 minutes and realize that I haven't even started my work. It's also interesting in noting that very few times I notice people really are just enjoying their coffee without any distractions. I'm sure many people do it, but the next time you go somewhere to experience something like food, even if you're by yourself, try to just take in the moment without feeling the need to be occupying your mind with something else, because really that's just teaching you to not live in the moment and to automatically find a way out. Or if you're in an uncomfortable social situation, tend to flip through our phones. Have you ever seen that TikTok where it's just like me in the hallway when someone walked past me and I'm just like scrolling, and then I'm like, what I'm actually doing, and it's just like flipping through the home pages, like not even doing anything. Like those uncomfortable situations where we're forced to be in contact with other people instead of maybe smiling and saying, hey, you know, just being friendly, it's kind of uncomfortable for us because we've created this society where we always will have this distraction that is at our fingertips, where we don't have to connect with people. And that drawing back is why I feel like a lot of people are feeling more lonely, more depressed, is because we're not allowing ourselves the chance to connect with other people. And I was listening to this podcast and it was saying how we're on our phones, on social media. If we do it for long periods of time and we abuse it, like, what I mean by abuse it is if you're on social media non-stop and you really just, I feel like you know if you are that type of person who does it, and I'm not trying to point fingers or anything, but you know if you do that, I'm just saying part of our brain is actually not being used if we are socially putting a box around ourselves, and that can cause extreme loneliness if we're not forcing ourselves to connect with other people. And I get that everyone's just a little bit socially awkward. I know there's some extroverts and some social butterflies out there, but that doesn't mean that we haven't experienced that situation when we're in a room of people and we know we would rather just be on Pinterest than trying to start small talk with other people. But the more I've learned to just put down my phone in those uncomfortable situations where I'm at a party and I don't know anyone, I have had to just force myself to go out and try and start conversations. Even if they don't go anywhere, it doesn't matter, but I feel like sometimes the greatest gift can be a conversation, because you never know where it's gonna go and you never know what life experience that other person has had. So that's another thing I want you guys to think about the next time you are in a position where it may feel super uncomfortable and you want to just bring out your phone and go on an app and check people's Snapchat stories. You just try saying hello to the people around you, because I promise you might convince yourself that you're so alone, but there are a plethora of people in the world that are probably feeling the same way you do. And if you just make that first effort to reach out, it will then probably teach that person that they're not alone as well. Back in the old days, people didn't have a bunch of different people to look at on their phones. Like in the Stone Age, throwback to art history, my test today, in the Paleolithic period, they didn't have social media and they could not see a million different people who are putting their best selves out. Now we have access to all these different types of looks and these people that may be deemed as beautiful, like she's beautiful or, you know, she's not or whatever. Like, I think beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, so personally, like, it just comes down to that person's own opinion, and then society sometimes takes that opinion and goes with it and says like, oh, you know, a big butt is like what beautiful or what's in, you know, just because it's just this like snowball effect that keeps escalating. It's like one rapper says it and then another rapper says it and then everyone, and then the guys start thinking it, and then blah blah blah, and then we have this huge pressure for all these girls to have big butts. Well, I feel like that's like a classic example of something like the whole thick, like slim thick culture. It's a lot of pressure for girls who maybe aren't naturally slim thick, and that can be pretty tough, especially for young girls who don't have someone teaching them that it's toxic what they're doing. Like, comparing yourself constantly on social media is toxic, and you need to learn to just put your phone down and just know that that's not a real world online. That is all fake, it's all made up. Those people could be photoshopping their bodies. I know a lot of people do. It's sad that we have a lot of young girls that think that that's like what they have to be, but it's just not real. I saw this quote on Pinterest that like I always refer back to whenever I start comparing myself to other girls or like other people's lives, and it's the grass isn't greener on the other side, the grass is fake. The grass ain't greener, honey, it's fake. Like, those are edited pictures, though that's just a slice of their life with a cute caption and maybe some Facetune edits. We don't know, but that's not real. It's not. And I think it can be beautiful that Instagram isn't real, because it can be a form of art, of photography for sure. I have so much fun going on photo shoots, and of course we know that it's not like real. It was like a planned photo shoot, and that's what's so artistic about it. Now I'm gonna get into the part of the video where I share with you guys what I have been doing to live a more fulfilled life with using social media, but in a healthy way. So I have created a little social media blackout for myself, and I have really been loving it so far. I want to say I've been doing it for about a month consistently. I've been going pretty strong with it. Basically what I do is I don't go on social media, which includes Snapchat. I still like Snapchat friends, you know? I'm not just like blocking everyone out of my life for like 3 days, but I don't scroll on other people's stories. I don't go on Instagram. I don't scroll through the feeds. I still like upload pictures and Instagram stories, but for me that's more of like engaging with my followers. It's not necessarily using it in like an unhealthy way. And then I don't go on Twitter. Yeah, those are basically the only apps that I cut myself out of. So I go on that Friday through Sunday, and then it's just kind of giving myself a break off of the social media land for a nice 3 days, and then I come back to it a lot more grounded, honestly, and you notice how much it forces you to bring yourself into the present moment and just really feel and recognize what's going on around you. Don't use social media to dull your emotions. Whatever you do, if you're feeling sad, please just feel it. You need to feel the emotion. You gotta feel it to heal it. Just using social media as a way out is going to make your problem even worse because it's gonna push those traumas even deeper in your mind, and you're gonna end up needing to heal those traumas eventually, or else they'll keep building up and keep building up, and again getting bigger and bigger, and at some point you're just gonna break down. And you really need to just be in tune with your body and your mind all of the time, whether that be doing yoga or working out or just taking a walk in nature, whatever that may be, just spending some time with your family without going on your phone. Like, guys, please don't go on your phone when you're hanging out with friends. I know it can be really tempting when you guys kind of run out of things to talk about, or maybe you don't know what to do, so you just resort to going to your phone. Whenever I notice someone is going on their phone around me, I really don't like saying like put your phone away, but I just always ask them a question. I like think of a good question to ask, so it will then escalate into a conversation, and that will be a lot more fun than just scrolling on your phone and just being with each other, because life is so short and you never know when someone is going to leave you. It's sad, but like it's so true. Like, you see all of these deaths coming out of nowhere, like Kobe Bryant, and life is very short and you need to fully engage with it every moment you can instead of dulling or numbing your emotions, because emotions are what makes us human. And although it can be really hard and really painful, because on earth we have dualities, ups and there's downs, but that's what makes it worth living. That the thought that you could be feeling the worst you've ever felt now, but just that seed of hope that you have that the future could be 10 times better and you don't even know that yet. I feel like that's what makes living the most rewarding out of all the things. I don't know. I'm kind of ranting now. I got my little philosopher pants on and I'm running with it. So I hope you guys took away something from this video. I feel like I got what I needed to say out. This has been me just encouraging you to live life without a phone. Take a break. Dare to be great. Subscribe and all that, and follow my social medias, even though I just told you to like stay off of that, but still go follow me, because again, I'm like obsessed with it. As we addressed in the beginning of the video, I spent way too long editing my Instagram stories. It's fine. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I got so much back, I think I'm never running out, yeah. Bust me down a whip, bitch, I don't do this for no clout, hey. I got so much back,